Did the US government create Lyme disease? We might actually soon find that out. Here's the backstory. The government has an animal disease center on Plum Island, which is located off the coast of Connecticut, near Lyme. While the Cold War was going on, the government used the facility for a secret biological testing program. Then all of a sudden, this new disease started showing up in Lyme that people were getting from ticks. Hence the name Lyme disease. It started out in Lyme, Connecticut, right near this secretive biological testing site on Plum Island. For years, doctors were blackballed for treating patients with Lyme. They were blackballed for even saying Lyme disease existed. It was very hard for patients to get treatment, and the longer Lyme goes untreated, the worse it gets. At first, that wasn't such a big deal in terms of numbers because not that many people were getting it, so it was easier to deny. But now, hundreds of thousands of people are getting Lyme disease every year, and the places where the disease is showing up are growing. It's spreading further and further. It's a pretty crazy disease that affects the body in a million ways. You can lose the ability to move parts of your body. It can impair your vision. You can get severe headaches, joint pains, heart palpitations. It can be hard to even just get out of bed from pain and exhaustion. And yet very little is known about it. And for a long time, it was very taboo to even talk about. So it has long been theorized that the government started it on Plum Island by implanting the disease in ticks to use as a weapon. That's been written off as a conspiracy theory for a long time, but now we might find out whether or not it's true. Because the House just voted through an amendment to require the Pentagon to tell Congress whether or not they did it, and if so, whether or not they released it on purpose. The point is that if they did do it, to get them to share their research so that doctors can help patients better and hopefully stop the spread of this debilitating disease. The Senate would then have to pass it and Trump would have to sign it, so it still has a long way to go before it happens. But just the fact that it's even being discussed on the floor in Congress is a positive sign, instead of just being written off as conspiracy theory. Because the people suffering from Lyme and every American deserve to know whether or not their government is responsible.